Hello everyone, and welcome back to Radio City Crit Dragon Heist. Holy shit, 2 weeks in a row. The planets must be aligned.
Don't point it out. Don't point it out.
I will. We're here.
The entity that knows.
This is where Vil gets like 15 back-to-back phone calls, and then we have to cancel the session.
This is where my internet dies.
Let's start off. I know I want to go last, so let's start off with the most honest member of the party so far.
Well, I'm assuming that's me. What a turnaround! What a 180. Hi, my name is Will Sword, and I play Shadowclaw, the most trustworthy member of this party. Now it's fact. Yeah. Well, I play a Phantom Rogue, a shapeshifter, Swift Strider. Shift the rogue, and yeah, and I'm gonna pass on to the bard.
Is that a Swift Strider?
Swift
Strider.
First they
mop your kitchen with.
First say shift. Now say strider. Now say shift strider.
Should have flee.
Taylor Swift.
Swift Strider went to the shift and was listening to the Taylor Swift.
Shadowclaw would be a Swiftie. Let's be honest.
Anyway, pass on to our bard.
Hi, I'm George. I play as Vele Rosnar, and I will pass it over to the treacherous liar who misled us all.
I think it was me to be last.
I think Harry wanted me to go last. Let's go to Kaz.
And Adam, I play Gabriela Geranda. I would still say slightly faulty moral compass of the party.
Honestly, the very faulty moral compass of the party at this point.
Yeah. The wish.com compass.
To be fair, she doesn't want to good neighbors Logan. At least. Anyhow.
I do like that you're like, maybe we shouldn't murder, and we're like, fuck you.
Somebody has to take a side. Devil's advocate.
The devil has enough advocates.
The devil's advocate, who has currently got a deal with a devil.
Indeed.
The devil.
So, lastly, and possibly least Lily, I am Rob. For most of the campaign, I have played the human paladin, Logan Margaster. Up until last session, when it was revealed that I was actually playing the drow paladin, Kalzar DeLeon, who was a double agent, single agent, triple agent. He was somewhat undercover.
I believe a single
playing the part of
agent is
Logan.
just an agent, regular.
Half an agent for the Brigand Death, who have been the puppet masters somewhat in our fates throughout the last 2.5 years of this campaign. And yeah, Vengeance Paladin, vengeance has been achieved. Not by him, but it still counts. It's fine. And we'll see what happens next.
He was there also.
He tried.
He really tried.
Fucking hell.
Very close.
The dice said no vengeance for you.
But yeah,
No vengeance for the Avenger.
You want a dramatic moment? Fuck you.
currently, I think I said for expediency's purposes, Gabriella and the Blackstaff have kind of come up the stairs behind Logan, who's currently holding the now dead body of Jarlaxle Banray, the leader of the Brigand of the Arth. The room is still thick with a smoke from a smoke grenade that Shadowclaw popped. But I guess with a wave of the Blackstaff, Vajra will, a gust of wind will wave over and clear it out so you all can see each other individually. Logan is still, or Kalzar is still kind of like down the stairs a tad because he was behind Jarlaxle, who was like just at the top of the stairs. So he's not quite in vision from the two at the top yet.
So, a question. We didn't see Kalzar until the smoke settled, did we? Because I'm assuming we heard him. We didn't see him, did we?
I don't think we saw or heard him. We killed Jarlaxle. I mean, we didn't even know if we killed him because it's very smoky in here. You just blind fired him.
Well, whenever you, yes, at the top, you have seen him like in the last minute because like you were all
but
down
in
in the
the area.
vault. But yeah, you're
Not there.
maybe not aware that he's. Well, he wasn't trying to be
He's behind
stealthy, so you're aware that someone was chasing Jarlaxle, and like you heard like the aha, I did a shame to discover this old friend, ching ching ching, like the constant like the back and forth, like
I mean,
the
I feel
whole way
like
up the
if
stairs.
anything else, both of us are probably gonna run to the top of that stairway just to check, like, he died.
Right?
Don't want him to pop up again.
Yeah, you move forward and you see he's like lying like head slung back in Kalzar's arms, and I don't know if Kalzar's even still holding him or drops him or.
I think Kalzar's still holding him because, yeah.
I'll say at this point,
Reflecting.
the body of Jarlaxle has like gone limp. His rapier falls with a clatter onto the stairs, as does the silken black handkerchief that you would all know to be the portable hole that they used to smuggle the gold, or nearly smuggle the gold out of here with. And they both fall to the ground as Jarlaxle's hands no longer serve any function.
Just like the rest of him.
It is done then.
I'm
Gabriel
still
would
like
pick up-
blades out, ready to stab. By the way, like,
Gabriel would pick up the portable hoe and give it to the black staff.
Vajra takes it and she tucks it into her jacket. Yes,
So-
at least it solves our issue of logistical travel.
Indeed. What of the body?
We could. The appropriate thing to do probably be to return it to the Sea Maidens Fair or Luskan and have them deal with it.
Very well.
He died
Wouldn't-
adventuring in an old forgotten vault.
did you not stab him through after he died?
Oh yeah, he's been pierced and punctured by the war pick, bloodied.
So I'll just kind of look and be like,
But
Yeah.
how fucking painful that is? Be stabbed with a war
looks
pick.
like he tripped and fell.
I mean,
Adventuring is a dangerous business.
business.
Wow.
Jinx.
I guess I owe you a soda.
Perhaps. I would prefer a glass of wine, but... Gabriel will just quickly pat down the body to see if there's any correspondence notes and things of interest.
Sure. Make me an investigation check if you're just gonna quickly look for any hidden pockets or anything like that. Or
Has he got a
Can I take
sorry,
his big dumb hat?
Can I take his invisible cloak?
Cloak
invisibility.
I will have all of the things. So, what did you roll, Gabriella?
Ah.
I don't have a reason to
So-
take the big dumb hat, and I just kind of want.
You would know that the armor and maybe the black staff can quickly help with this for the sake of brevity. Jarlaxle's wearing very good leather armor, enchanted leather armor, probably to increase his defense. It serves as a +3 leather armor. His hat is the hat of the sky, similar to the one that Kalzar was using. On his bracer is a bracer of flying daggers,
That
which
means
was
he
allowing him
chose
to
to make it that
summon the
big and
daggers
dumb
back
as
to
well.
himself. His cloak serves as a cloak of invisibility, and his eye patch as well seems to have some kind of magical properties. If the black staff was to identify it for you, I believe, at the top of my head, that he knows when someone is lying to him while wearing it, but I will check.
Is he actually missing an eye under the eye patch, or was it just for the look?
Most people aren't missing eyes if they wear an eye patches, particularly if they're seafaring.
Just the
It's-
dark.
Yeah. His eye patch basically made him immune to sunlight sensitivity, and yes, he has an eye underneath. He's not only got one eye.
That's the eye patch that I found in a list of magic items, and was like, that seems awfully specific.
He also has a ring on his finger, which seems to be pretty magical as well. It seems to be maybe also something to do with lying. It is a ring of truth telling, I believe, which basically it also means that he has advantage to see if someone is lying to him or not, which basically let him inside it. The eye patch, actually lets you immune to being magically found that if you're lying or not. So it's not for seeing that. The rapier itself is plus your rapier. The portable hole he also has, which the black staff has taken. He also has a wand of web. And the feather tucked into his hat of disguise appears to be a feather of summoning, some kind of like so you can summon an animal with the feather. There's a bright
Oh, there's a
plume
lot
of
of
like
stuff.
a
We've got
large, colorful, flightless bird.
Would it be too dishonorable to split these items between us as provision for our services?
The black staff will simply gesture to the body. I do not think Mr. Banrare will need them.
Very well. Would it any of you object if I take the eye patch and the ring?
Do what you want. It's fine. I don't need it.
Thank you. I was just wondering.
You take the eye patch that you can say they should be on D&D Beyond, the Knave's eye patch, and a ring of truth telling.
I'm taking
So it's
that,
got the braces.
taking
Oh,
that
sorry.
hat. I said I was taking the
Yep.
hat, and I'm taking the
As
hat.
Valley takes the hat of disguise.
Okay, is it one thing or two things you can take?
Thank
How do you spell knave?
I'll
Knave,
okay.
Knave.
I was gonna take the cape and the armor.
Yep, you can take the cloak of invisibility and the +3 level armor if you want to strip that down of him.
Yeah.
Strip him down.
Very much like a video game, like he's just being stripped down to his skivvies.
just there like a little.
He's
like
in his
some dirty
underwear.
pants.
He's ragdolling, glitching out on the stairs.
Bold of you to think Jarlaxle wore underwear.
Well, other things can be needed these then.
It's
There's
not
still
on-
the I mean, if you want to note down that you have the feather of a
I feel like I would take the feather just
Yeah,
because
just
it's
as part of the
on
hat. Yeah, so as Valley, note down that you have gained a feather of Diatrima summoning.
Does anyone own the
Diet.
braces for the daggers?
There's also plus 3
not,
rapier.
Kalzar's not taking anything. He's just kneeling next to the body as
Okay.
you're ransacking
I'll
it.
take. What does the braces do? This I can do summon daggers and then.
It's a bracer of flying daggers. Again, it should be on D&D Beyond if you search it.
Oh, that's
that
such a
sounds
dumb-looking
But
animal.
basically,
I'll take that as well. Fuck it.
it looks like it's thin dagger strapped to it, and as an action, you can basically pull 2 magic daggers and immediately hurl them, making a range attack for each dagger. So you basically, it lets you take 2 attacks as one, basically. A dagger vanishes and hurt it right away, and they disappear right after they hit or miss. It never runs out of daggers. So it's kind of like
I'll take that as
unlimited
well.
daggers.
Do you give
Okay, I'll
Juno
take
her
that.
water back because she's aggressively licking my ice pack?
I'll take that.
I encourage everyone to Google what a diatrima looks like because that's a silly looking animal right there.
Never mind.
That's a
Neither of the
goofy-looking
wings-
guy.
God damn it.
Oh, brilliant.
It's a,
say
flight-
that-
it's a flightless bird native to the Underdark. It has
did
the
you say
statistics
that-
of an axe beak.
Is a leather armor or studded leather armor plus 3?
It's just leather armor.
So
Apparently they
Plus
actually
3 never armor.
existed. Stop trying to take my fucking ice pack.
Anybody who's like, oh no, chickens didn't descend from dinosaurs, show them this. It's exactly halfway between.
Anyone who's
the
like
book.
chickens didn't descend from dinosaurs, show them a chicken. Chickens are fucking terrifying. My nan's chickens once cornered and murdered a pigeon.
Well then.
But yeah, there's still his rapier, plus your rapier, the wand of web as well.
I think maybe it's Veli should take the rapier, no? She likes rapiers.
Yeah, I use
Yeah,
rapiers.
as well, plus your rapier. And finally, a wand of web.
Wand of web.
Maybe it's Gabriella, maybe?
She would look to Carl's RV. And wouldn't you wish anything from this? It was your vendetta after all. Maybe a trophy would be in order.
I weren't doing it to rob him.
Fair
Uh,
enough.
I don't want anything linking me to him anymore.
Very well. I will take
That's even if I make it out of here. Looks at Esvele now with 3 blades drawn.
Yeah, Asveli as well, whilst like taking shit off his corpse, has always had at least 1 blade ready to go.
Yep, so I mean,
don't know
depending on
how
what
to
take the wand of
add a
web.
+3 rapier. Not an option.
Yeah. I will take the wand if nobody wants it.
Yep, go for it. Wand of web, and that is pretty much all of the useful magic items Jarlaxle had on his body. He also would have had probably some money on him as well. Coin purse, let me just see. He also had the guts of probably about 670 gold in coinage, probably spread across mainly across platinum pieces. Just in his belongings, and that would probably include anything you find from his, like, lower downs if you went back and, search for all their bodies as well.
Oh, it's not what I thought you meant by lower downs at all.
As in his lieutenant, not him. Yeah, he kept 600. He kept 67 platinum pieces in his rectum at all
Well,
times.
we've already established he's not wearing underwear, you know?
They started tinging out as his bowels give way.
God.
67 platinum.
Yeah, 67 platinum he had.
Okay.
Just on his person for, bribes or...
It's
Stuff up his asshole, whatever.
how much is plate line to?
I mean,
Three?
it depends if you want, if Kalsar would like to take any. If you split it 3 ways,
Kalzar
it's-
gets shit.
if you split it 3 ways, it's 22 platinum each. And there's
he
one
ain't
spare.
shit. Yeah. Gibbs.
I'm sure that the Open Lord will also make sure to give you a fair share of finder's fee for the money. So this may be a trifle sum compared to what you end up with.
Okay, well. Well, what now?
Well, unless there's anything else, I am planning to head back to Castle Waterdeep and hand this over, and I suppose write a little report. But it seems like you all have a little bit of talking that you need to do.
Indeed.
He looks. She looks at Kalzar. She looks at Isabella. She looks at Shadowclaw. She looks at Gabriella. And before she leaves fully, she kind of pauses and she goes like, "I feel like of all of you, I was the first to discover Logan or Kalzar's true identity, and I think he has proven that he no longer needs to be a veil of this." And you watch as she casts a spell magic on Kalzar, and Kalzar, the geas that the black staff had placed you under, fails and it fades away. You feel like you're relieved from your geas. She says, "You have more than proven that you had Waterdeep's best interest in mind, even with a magical restraint on you from the moment we had made our agreement. I hope that you do continue to work alongside Force Grey, but if you are drawn elsewhere, I would understand. There's always a place for you with me."
So what the fuck? So he double cross people. Says that what is happening?
Whenever you all encountered the Manchun, the disguise on Kalzar was dropped. I was there to see it, and it was my decision to resurrect him and ask him a few questions. Talked at length, and one of the terms for me to let him go, based on the potential involvement of the Brigand d'Arth in the whole enigma, the great game that was afoot, he agreed to a geas to put the Waterdavian people and their rights first, as above anything of the Brigand d'Arth. That way I knew he could be trusted. And the fact he was willing to do it says a lot. And you were all pretty quick to, in my tower, jump to shock to know that I knew his nature. But need I remind you, you walk among a noblewoman who disguises herself as a ancient thief, a noblewoman who has escaped prison and alludes herself to be someone else entirely, and let us not forget a noble of Mirabar, whom, whenever I did a little bit of digging, I could not find a Sullivan Talkbosh, was it?
I like that the only noble we had
Talbos.
turned out to not be a noble.
Apologies. I couldn't
Talbos.
find anyone
Talbos.
of that name. I found plenty of dwarves with that name, but no humanoid, humans, I should say.
Well, if everyone's mask is falling, then I suppose mine's gonna fall as well. Yeah, that's true. I was never part of any lord family or any high standards per se.
You never had the
I'm not
manners.
even from Mirabar.
Oh, really?
Where are you from?
That, my friend, is a question for another day. Just bear in mind, Shadowclaw has been around for a long time.
You all watch as Vajra goes, "Well, I am going to go." And she turns and she begins to walk out of the room. That is, Vesveli, I assume, let you go past because at this point
Yeah, I'm not gonna
you've
stab
looted.
her, obviously.
Well, you'd gone to the stairs to loot and backed away. So you're probably not in this exact setup, but Vajra will exit the area and allow you to.
That
have
would
your
be
discussion.
a great secondary twist, though, where we just murder her as well. But no, I'm not gonna do that. She's pretty fucked up
No.
for the fight. We probably could.
Now, I would suggest before we engage in a conversation on matters such as the past day, I would recommend that we move back to Troll Skull to get ourselves a bit refreshed and have a discussion over some cool drinks in a much more partial atmosphere than a dank crypt. How about that?
I mean,
Or
it's a
if you
little
want-
less anticlimactic than the dank crypt.
No, but it's, she just looks around. It's rather cold here, and this could take a long while.
Not to
Also-
mention that it'll be harder for us to beat him to death if we're in a public place, something that you're quite against.
Indeed, but you not that I'm in a position to stop you. And when you look like Gabriella is on 1 HP.
One hit point! I'm
She's
not
like,
I'm not saying it was Esvele, but I'm just saying we could just knock her out and kill her. It's an option.
So, head back up.
Talzar will look at Esvele and just be like, if there's anything you want to do now, I get it. He's still kind of like half sat, half knelt on the floor. So if there's anything you want to do now, cool.
He looks at
If you want to,
her new
talk about it.
+3 rapier is like,
I
it's
ca-
a
I ca-
nice
I ca-
blade. I'd rather not waste it on an idiot at first.
As Veli,
Sheathes it.
to be fair, Solacor looks at Veli, because obviously you kind of have the same feeling here. To be fair, I don't think there's any more punishment to Kalzar than live with, not be able to kill this scumbag on the floor himself. Not able to fulfill his vengeance. So, I think I'm pretty satisfied with that.
Well,
Honestly, for a group of liars and cheaters under fake aliases, getting betrayed by a liar and a cheater under a fake alias is probably a pretty fitting fate for us.
I just don't understand why. I mean, you knew you could trust us. Kalzar, I don't even know what to call you anymore, but why didn't you trust us? You know for a fact that if you came honest with us, we would have helped you, would have, found another way. Instead
Alright,
of
so-
playing
so-
with all of our emotions.
question then. At what point should I have gone, oh, by the way, I'm not who you thought I was. I'm actually this guy that's working for one of the factions that is going against the faction that you're all part of. Like, at what point during the last
the
few
moment-
weeks would have been a good point?
I would say the moment where we found out where the treasure is and the moment before going in there, we could have planned something. We could avoid a lot of this. We could even
I didn't know you were going to turn up.
set him a trap. What? I don't know. But
So you're telling me that if I'd told you I wouldn't have had blades drawn on me and gone, like, I don't see that playing out how you think it were going to play
Why
out.
the change of
Chads.
heart?
yes,
What
You were
change of heart
working
exactly?
for him, and then we leave, and you
and then
suddenly
you change.
want to kill
Yeah,
him.
that's a good question actually.
Right, so
Or were
first
you
off,
planning
when-
on killing him the whole time? In which
when I
case,
came
it
to
becomes
when I
even
came
more
to
bizarre.
Waterdeep, when I came to Waterdeep, like, I had nothing. I owed a massive debt to him, and he gave me everything I had, which was not a lot, other than a lie and albeit a possible one. But I realised that this was more than just about me and him, which is why when I got brought back by Blackstaff, it were. I had to make a choice at that point of, do I go for the city and try and be fairly upstanding, even if I perish in the meantime, or do I stick to what I wanted? And I realised I could probably get what I wanted with whoever my target was. It was only 20 minutes ago. About an hour, 2 hours ago, after you'd left, that I got this out, and he gets the Stone of Galore. I may have misspoken when I said it was only once a day. By the way, I asked it who took Alex, because as far as I'm concerned, once we got the treasure, that or that done, I wanted to use it selfishly. I wanted to know whether it was going to be Xanathar that killed him, or one of the Zents, or whatever. And I saw him with one of these, and he'll get out of his backpack the poisonous pistol that he's had.
Sword immediately drawn again.
Right from the start.
Yeah. You notice this isn't the one that you found. This one, like where the one you found was damaged, needed repaired. This one looks immaculately cleaned, never used, like almost like fresh out of whatever workshop it was made in.
Don't worry about it. I've got literally 2 charges for this. One of them was going to be for whoever I found for it, and then the other one were going to be for me if needed. Like, it's not a threat to you, especially not. Yeah, but listen, I'm not proud of it, and if I'd had my time again, I would have done things differently. But you've got to see it from my perspective of at no point could I have turned around, could I have known to trust you enough, and then it also been okay to turn around and go, oh, by the way, everything I've told you about me is a lie. All my motivations that I've told you are a lie. All my little affectations I've just been putting on. You wouldn't have believed me. And rightly so. Why would you?
I mean, just like the black stuff said, look at our group. It seems like we all had some kind of secret identity or secret lives behind us. I'm sure we would have, understood your perspective.
Well, what is done, and we could be happy that we're all alive, that Kalzar managed to get his vengeance, and that we even managed to get a nice stipend from this entire affair. And as for this whole situation, I understand point of view. I believe that I'm a person of quite a few secrets, and I can see how revealing them could be damning to yourself, and having trust to do so is not easy. So, as far as I'm concerned, you saved my life more than once, and the moments that we did share, be it the drinks or the battles, were all real in their own little way. And she would extend a hand.
He'll accept it, he'll shake your hand. And kind of use it more as a gesture than anything else, but to kind of get up to his feet, brush himself off. And he'll turn to Shadowclaw and be like, hey, I'm sorry for all the shit I gave you about being a bullshitter and a liar and a thief. Like, it's all true, but, glass houses and all that. And everyone, I'm sorry for the voice. That was about as close as I could get to an actual Margaster, and it was good enough to fool his parents, so...
Yeah, we'll take the news.
Yeah, I don't really know. Kind of want to see it, though.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand where you're coming from. I understand why you did what you did. But I'm going to be honest with you, Kalzar. It will take a little bit of time for you to gain my trust again. But I'm willing to give a second chance. Let's all please not keep anything hidden from each other anymore, because this actually sucks. It just makes everyone's life so much more difficult.
Oh,
I think if we revealed all of our secrets right now, we'd all kill each other in this crypt.
indeed.
Okay, let's not share everything.
No, let's not do that.
That's just I think that.
I'm just saying, secretive people need to keep some secrets.
Okay.
But at the very
Anyway,
least, let's call a long enough truce to go get a fucking drink.
Exactly. Let's all draw a line in the sand. Water on the bridge. Whatever the sayings are, and we start fresh again.
let's build a bridge. But Kalza, also, are you in need of the stone of Galore now that you have finished your business?
No, we're gonna give it back to Blackstaff when I next saw her.
Could I borrow it? I have some my own questions to ask.
Sure. You'll need to spend a bit of time with it, and good luck. It can send your brain for a bit of a loop, and it'll just toss it over to Gabriella.
How does it work? Like, can you ask questions about anything, or just the past? Or
Try asking questions about it'll tell you.
all right, thanks.
It's a bit of a fucking trip though. I'll tell you that.
I'm prepared. I've seen my fair share of strange things.
Just how about this? Don't do it on your own.
Okay.
Because when you come out of it,
Like
you'll
doing
want some help writing it down.
shrooms.
Kalzar, as you give the Stone of Galore away, you have an opportunity to instantly break your attunement to it, or you can wait until either it leaves a certain radius from you, or until someone else attunes. Do you want to end the attunement?
I will not necessarily. I won't break my attunement to it instantly.
Okay.
I'd probably want to make sure that I was kind of geared up for it,
Grant?
if you like, just in case.
Are we leaving?
I think
We'll
so,
leave it.
yes.
I've not got a lot of gold left.
Is his
out to-
body still at the top of the stairs?
Yeah, the big long spiral staircase.
As we leave, Isveli kicks it down the fucking stairs.
Naked.
It
Naked-
doesn't
naked body.
make me a strength athletics check as well.
Oh, I'm not very good at those.
Oh my god, I've just left him naked and burned.
17.
You give it a good
Nice.
shove, and it begins to doom 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 doom,
Wow.
as it just rolls off and decide you just very. It probably doesn't go all the way down, but it goes a fair bit until probably his arms get caught on like the centerpiece or something along those lines.
It's a very casual kick. It's like we'll turn to leave and she just boots it as we're leaving.
I'm just gonna say, do you think it's a good idea to leave his body down there alone? I mean, should we get someone to take care of
With
it?
accent alone, he deserves to be there.
Just in case some weirdo comes in and resurrects his ass or something. I don't know.
Listen,
we killed him
if-
once.
If somebody's going to resurrect him, they're going to be able to do it without any of his body.
Yeah.
Like, I won't worry about it. Let him rot.
He's in a crypt. That's where you
I was
put
gonna say
dead
feed him to
bodies.
the pigs, but you know, chop him that nicely.
Let's get a
I don't know. I've
drink.
got very, very dark mind today. Anyway, okay, let's just go. I think this thing. I need a drink.
Yeah,
have- We don't have any
I'll spend-
pigs. We have a camel.
Does your camel eat meat by any chance?
I wonder if my camel would recognise me.
Yeah, he knows your soul and he hates it.
Yeah, if,
Your camel
not
probably
the
always
only
knew
one.
your truth, you know.
that's probably why he hated me.
Yeah.
He's like, I know what you're trying, you bullshitter. But yeah, he'll get to the top, he'll fish out whatever gold he's got left in his coin purse, which is not a lot, not the hundreds he used to have because he spent a lot on this sending stone. But yeah, we're like, listen, I'll pay for a cab back. Let's get back to Troll Skull and
Let's get back to Troll Skull.
try and sort this shit out.
Indeed. Plans for the future and all that.
You mean the old familiar?
Yeah, Troll Skull Alley.
Yeah, Troll
Yeah,
Skull Alley.
the old-
Oh, so God, I thought the truck skulls in there. Used to go to a skull. Okay.
What happened to them kids that were left at Old Familiar, by the way? Have they
Still
been
there.
fending for themselves?
I think
They work, don't they?
Oh, they live there, yeah.
Wait, did we send in a mission or something? As I said before.
I mean,
Did
they've
they
been
send it-
fending for themselves for like fucking ages, haven't they? Like,
Well, yeah, but one of those fending for themselves ventures ended up in the sewers, fighting off fighting people off for
Don't
Xanathar.
even
So,
remind them that I almost had a heart attack.
yeah.
So.
kids will be
Also-
kids.
Also, now that we have some time on our hands, we have to decide what to do with our lovely brother who's setting up that slave trader network in Undermountain. Maybe it's time to pay a visit to the old family house.
Can't
If
we
it's,
just go into a horrific crypt again?
But to be fair, imagine the look on their faces when they see me again after all those years.
I mean, I owe you one, so you got me and my pick if you want it.
No, I'm not planning on killing them or anything like that. Maybe giving them a spook.
I mean, if he's going to stop them taking advantage of slaves and perhaps help free some people, I mean.
I wasn't planning on going there myself because it's under mountain and I have plans on the surface, but let's discuss this over a nice pint of... Or pint, maybe a glass of Red Dragon.
Yeah, you head back to the Old Familiar. You get a cab there. It's across just one district. Only costs you a single silver piece. You get back, you see the tavern is busy. There's a bit of
sure now business starts doing well.
Bit of a buzz about the place. You see that Vythe is running some kind of special on. There seems to be a 2-for-1 on blue steaks. But only if you get them cooked blue. And there was just like loads of lizard folk and dragonborn all here, just like, the place is packed out. The odd kobold walking around, and a few other paler looking individuals as well, more human in appearance. You either recline your way up to the main study, or you can always head yourself just into the main tavern itself, whatever you'd like to do.
Upstairs, downstairs, preference?
It smells like half-cooked steak down here.
Well, upstairs it is then.
You head upstairs to the study, get yourself settled. Liff, your spectral ghost barkeep, eventually floats up a tray of your usuals. However, for the drow in question, Liff doesn't seem to recognize Logan.
I mean, that's good, right? Because if she was just like, alright, Logan, we'd be like, what the fuck? This is where we find out just everybody knew except us.
Except us.
Liff will have a little notepad on their serving tray, and they hold up the little notepad. It's like a little waiter's pad, and it says, "What would you like to drink?" And it's clearly been written on every single page. And then you see a little quill poised to write down whatever the new guy would like to drink.
The new guy.
Ale. I've not had an ale in a while.
The ale gets scribbled down, the docket gets ripped off, and you see below it more of the what would you like to drink? And the little floating tray goes off downstairs, and after some time, the tray comes back up again with a frothy, pewter tankard of ale. You see big that frothy top to it as well. Placed in front of Kalzar.
I've been drinking far too much fucking wine recently. It's good to have some. Good to have a proper drink.
Each their own. As she sips the Red Dragon Crush.
Yep.
Takes a big gulp.
So, what now? Any plans for the future now that you have a guaranteed monetary stipend from the government of Waterdeep?
There's only one thing I want to do. Got a tree to dedicate to someone. Gonna be heading out to the east to make some memories that'll last longer than I do.
Mm-hmm. How about you? She looks at Svelle and Shadowclaw.
Well, considering that the family continues to be a piece of shit, I guess I'm going to continue to try and raise the name. Or end it, depending on how the conversation goes.
And yourself, Shadowclaw?
I'm not entirely sure yet. I mean, hanging around the Waterdeep with a little bit of money in my pocket, it's not a bad shout, but I'm not sure that's for me. I'm not used to, living the good life, shall I say. I do like a little bit of adventure, and I do like to help the ones that need the most, shall I say. I think I'll hang around in Waterdeep for a little bit, make sure Blackstaff does what she promised about spreading the gold around to those who need, and then eventually I'll just go on stroll to my next adventure. I've heard there's quite a few things going on in, up north in Neverwinter. Let's say there's a couple of people there I want to see. A couple of old friends.
Before you head off, you nod to Shadowclaw and to Balzar. Would you be able to open up bank accounts in the banks of Waterdeep? I would wish to send your shares of Troll Skull to these accounts, so that if you ever return to Waterdeep, you'll have a nice financial bonus waiting for you. And of course, as I'm also planning to stay here, I'm more than happy to perhaps not show my cards utterly to family and stay anonymous for a while. So I'm more than happy to run Troll Skull and gather your shares and offer you a room to stay whenever you're in Waterdeep. And have my own little machinations on the side. Maybe some larger ones. I'll see.
I'll speak to you privately about that, Gabriella.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. I was playing around with the idea of trying to get myself a new noble house in Waterdeep, seeing for my the role I played in eliminating Manshoon and regaining this lost treasure. I'm sure the Blackstaff and Open Lord would hear my case. What better way to fight corrupt lords than to become a lord, at least?
Okay.
I don't know. I'll see what happens. But we can speak proudly afterwards, and as I said, if you'd open a bank account, that would be lovely, so I can just, send the money there. Never been one to trust, gold under mattresses.
I mean, yeah, I'll open an account, but I'm happy sticking around Waterdeep and putting the graft in this place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had worse jobs back up in Neverwinter before all this shit kicked off. But if you ever want a travelling companion up north, by the way, count me in, because I've got a few people I've not seen as me in far too long.
I mean, I could definitely
People
use
you
a
actually
hand.
want to see, right? Not ones you're planning on murdering again.
Right?
There's a difference.
I mean,
just messing. Yeah. I've got some family of sorts.
I could definitely use some company again, and that will give us time to build a trust again with each other. But I could definitely use a paladin with your skills when it comes to deal with my little friend up in Neverwinter. But I'll give you more details when I have some more time. And if you want to follow me to my next adventure to see my friend, you're more than welcome to come, my friend.
So it's really, to answer your question, my people, I want to see there won't be any murder. His people...
Yeah, well, I expected murder from that.
Can't make the same promise.
Me? No.
No, they want to murder him. That's the issue. It's like...
I mean, let's say we all had a little bit of dark past here, as you can see, and he puts at Logan and points at his belly.
How many gold plates
truly
stolen?
Look, if
Let's
anyone
say
fancies
you-
murdering, I'm planning on taking a little trip to the Underdark at some point, and you can fill your boots down there.
May hold to that one in the
Could
future.
pay
But
brother a visit?
Of course, I'm going to explain slavery bad for the 1000th time.
And can you drag him up? Because I think I'll stay here and run the place, well, in your stead, but could you drag him up so I can see him before you, bash him? A family reunion.
Dragging him home alive, that sounds like such hard work.
Fair enough, but imagine his face when he sees us all together. We can get tea and biscuits.
You want me to drag him back alive and with his face intact? You ask so much of me.
Just one eye so he can see.
also, it's just correction. It's not Neverwinter. He said he wants to go to Luskin.
Okay.
Luskin. That's where he wants there. So whenever they live in Neverwinter, he actually meant Luskin.
Luskin is where the Burgundy Earth are quite heavily based.
That's exactly where he's going.
I wonder if we'll get any no, we're probably not getting any ceremonies for our work, but who needs that when you get gold?
And yeah, eventually the sun will set on this day, and the following morning, Vajra arrives with a familiar little blank handkerchief, where she probably meets you all in the little study area, and she presents to you a hefty sum, and she's like, "The Open Lord agreed to 10% as a finder's fee, and 10% you shall have." And she presents to you 50,000 gold pieces, to be split however you so wish among the group.
That's
She-
12.5 each.
12 and a half each, 12,500 each. She will give you all a little nod, and a little smile before she steps out and goes about her business with pretty much to do.
Quick question. How much do we owe for the work done on the old familiar? How much is our debt?
They brought it 2 grand,
The
Really?
gold is gone.
Was it like 1,500 or something?
It wasn't that
They've
much,
already-
yeah, but I think you'd paid most of it
It's so
off.
far.
Let me check for you. So it cost like 1,250 gold for the initial open, all told, I
Cool.
think. So you can probably just pay that off together if you want, which would be like, if you take that off your totals, it's going to be negligible.
Kalzar would probably want to. He wouldn't mention it to everybody, but he'd probably find whoever it is that our debt sits with and settle a lot.
Yep.
In the
so
morning.
you settle up all the old debts. The old familiar is well and truly all yours now, to do as you see fit. You still have, your regular bills to pay, but luckily as a business it will run itself, and as long as Waterdeep stays busy and people are still hungry and thirsty, the old familiar will continue to prosper. The Open Lord of Waterdeep, Laria Silverhand, she doesn't necessarily invite you to a big ceremony, but she does invite you all, if you would like to come. You were cordially invited to a dinner in your honor in Castle Waterdeep later in the week, which is a very small affair. Laria, a few nobles and things like that, but no one overly strange or shocking or startling. You're kind of, welcomed into that upper echelon. You have a chance to meet people and talk to people, get groundwork, and that kind of thing. Meanwhile, over time, the Order of the Gauntlet also prospers. The Castlanter's devilish ties still kind of under investigation by Savra, who kind of is working to bring down the wealthy noble family, expose their dark deeds to the city at large. As although devil worship is not illegal, planning on the sacrifice of 100 innocent people definitely is. She works probably closely with Gabriella Duran in her day-to-day, and whatever happens between them happens. The Zentarim, Istrid Horn took up Dabble's mantle as the leader of the Cell, with Zaraj and Yagra as her lieutenants, and she even invites Shadowclaw and Bosco to join as lieutenants, being some of the highest ranking members who were loyal to Davil when he was still alive. Bosco happily agrees, and very quickly fills Schimo's kind of role of that tinkerer, alchemist kind of type, creating lots of strange and wacky inventions for the Black Network.
Shadowclaw will accept.
Yeah.
Just because he wants to use the network to find out information about this person in Luskan. He wants to find, and also he speaks to Astrid as well about his true intentions and wants to join the Zentharim.
Yeah. They end up recruiting some new bodies of the old Manchun branch, and the strength of the Doom Raiders in Waterdeep grows and grows as an underground network of spies and agents. As the Major Domo, the Xanathar still reaches out to fulfill tasks and jobs, genuinely still impressed that you're able to dismantle a Zentrum who were opposing his Thieves Guild in the first place. The conflict between them is now little, and on, minor occasions, with the Doom Raiders' new cell and Waterdeep who are focused more on less conflicting efforts. the Blackstaff, Vorse Grey. Vazir will surely have jobs to call upon the party for the future safety of Waterdeep, whether it be having to mobilize giant walking statues or to simply deal with an individual who may have a intellect of horror locked in his skull. Bonnie and her doppelgangers remain safe because of the party's wishes, and she would wistfully wait for Shadowclaw to drop by the yawning portal from time to time. The Margasters eventually stopped looking for their missing son, who vanished one fateful evening, never to return home or be seen again.
Kalzar would have probably arranged for people in Neverwinter to
be like, oh, that guy died. Oh no.
Yeah, essentially report back to say that he died in like an accident, even though it wasn't really an accident, to kind of give him a bit of closure.
So it takes some time probably for
but
that,
like
you know, after you go back
recently
up
died,
north.
right?
Oh, yeah,
Not
it'd be a few weeks. It'd be a few weeks for all that to kind of filter back.
Yeah. So eventually they do mourn the loss of their son, and you know they begin the steps of grieving and moving on. And with your new wealth, you do attract a little bit of attention from a few individuals. Volo drops by, and he gets any of you who will listen to him over a table.
You goddamn vulture.
And he's like, oh, well, you know what would be absolutely... I've been working on a new book, and I was hoping that you might help fund an expedition for me. I plan to be venturing to the hills near Baldur's Gate to study some goblins, and I would love to write a book all about them. If you wouldn't mind, 5,000 gold should just about cover my expenses for the trip. And he begs and schmoozes his way. Need I remind you I helped put you on the map here? And like very much uses his influence if you would be happy to give 10% of your total funds to Volo for his trip.
As Volo is talking to them, Kalzar would end his attunement to the Stone of Galore.
Okay,
Just for
make me a
anything to
wisdom
distract his
saving
mind.
throw, please.
Oh, I thought I was just going to take some damage. 10.
That's enough, isn't it?
This is where Kalzar just drops dead, and it's like, you killed him. You killed him with boredom.
Logan is Volo this entire time. Da, da, da.
As soon as you know, the stone probably hasn't been in your possession, but you've been close enough to Gabriella for it to not have broken. But you finally end your attunement. You forget all the knowledge imparted by the stone, including what happened to Alex. You lose all memory of the stone ever being in your possession. And it's kind of like your brain kind of fills in the gaps.
Fills in the gaps.
That's interesting.
We can remind him, right? He
You
told
can
us.
remind him if he asks, but like he has no memory of even finding it out. But you remember like killing Jarlaxle and like, you know, but you don't really remember what motivated that. You know, like you remember that rage, but you don't know like maybe you put it down to like
It's
maybe
like
he
we
betrayed
were
you
in a
or-
fight or something, like the party was against it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he wouldn't say anything. He'd probably give him a bit of a headache. Would kind of just his brain processing these memories. Or lack of.
Yeah.
Just filling in the blanks.
Other individuals do drop by. Floon comes by and probably looks for he probably plays on maybe Gabriella and begs for 500 gold pieces to recover a hefty gambling debt that he's accrued.
Like winning the
Does it
fucking
have to
lottery,
be-
everyone comes out of the woodwork.
Did you remember me? Like in primary
do
school?
you need it? Could it be paid off in partial stipends over a few weeks? I would cut it from my Patreon.
I kind of need the money now, Gabriella. If you could.
Take it as a favor, and she would give him 500.
Thank you so
gold.
much. Thank you. He takes
if
it.
you-
Floon does not vanish without a trace 1d10 days later, as he pays off his gambling debts. Emic Froon who ran the little tavern on the corner, he tries to come beg and borrow off you for any money that he can. However, he's intervened in the street of Trollskull Alley by Istrid Horn and some members of the Zentrum for his outstanding debts. And to make a point of how you should not wrong the Zentrum publicly, Istrid beheads him in the street and then leaves his head at his doorstep with a receipt of invoice in public.
Fuck, that's
Istrid is not a nice woman. She's a very evil moneylender.
I mean, that's. I mean, murder's a fucking huge crime in there, isn't it? I mean, she did it.
Murder's a huge crime everywhere, Phil.
I know. I mean,
what a crowd to
but the thing is,
just checking you know that murder bad everywhere.
The problem, Shadowclaw, is everyone who saw it in Trollskull Alley did not tell the guards that they saw anything. Because
they like their head attached to their body.
Very much like, you have to imagine the Zentrum are like, because Davil actually wanted to be kind of good, but Davil's not there
fuck,
anymore. Remember
change things around
Davil met with the Open Lord and was like, we're not part of this, like, we just want to like do our own little thing on the side.
So basically that guy got beheaded and everyone went, I will be minding my own fucking business, thank you very much.
Kind of like the mob. A little bit like the mob.
It's like the Mexican cartel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, Jesus. Okay.
A few charities and like that probably also do come, but I'm sure between Gabriella, they kind of like are easily tied off. They don't ask for much, like a few gold here.
I like this between Gabriella and no one else, because we all know Gabriella's the only one giving money to charity.
The only other person of note who does come to request a loan from you is Jalan Umbrusk, who is a noble, and she basically requests an interest-free loan of 10,000 gold pieces, which would require some of you to basically share your pot. She vows to repay it in a year. And in exchange, she promises her considerable influence with the Lords of Waterdeep, talking about the masked and unmasked lords, to help them in the future.
Gabriella has 12,000, she pays 10,000.
Gabriella, you will receive a Mark of Prestige, which you can then basically call in that favor at any time. As she makes good. After 1 year, she will rekindle your coffers in full.
I thought that this was going to be the next person to show up is Gabriella after giving away all her fucking money.
Yeah.
It's like me when I get paid. I spend all my money one day. Oh, the second day, oh fuck, I'm broke. Do you have any more money? I give all my money away.
I get paid in exposure, you fucks.
Yeah.
There is lots, I'm sure, that our characters would like to continue doing. And you kind of roughly talked about it, about having your drinks, but that's kind of it from the NPCs in the world side. But what do our characters go on to do? Let's start off with the one who joined us the latest, Esvele. What does Esvele go on to do, or what do you hope that she goes on to do?
I think Esvele would try and not clear her family name necessarily, but clear her family. And then move on to all the other fucking nobles doing shady shit, because between the slavery of one and the devil worship of another, she's like, maybe we need a little bit of a rich people purge in this town.
What about Am? Do you find the Rosnars in Am who have the vineyards and, actively make use of the slaves there? Do you go seek them out, or do you only care about...
I think she would probably also go there and try and de-slave the situation. I don't think she's going to be actively going to kill people, but she's going to go with a fuck ton of money and be like, I can make your life very, very unpleasant unless you want to change your mind about some things real quick.
Okay. So Esvele takes it on herself to basically right the wrongs of her family and tries to change the perception of the Rosnar name for the better from the inside to the out. Going to pass it on to someone else, Esvele? You choose who follows you up.
Let's find out what my lovely sister gets up to while I'm clearing the family name. Mostly because if she, goes rogue, I have to go after her too, so...
No. Gabriella would stay in the shadows of radar of her current family. So, using the influence that she gained with her 10,000 loan, with her 10,000 gold loan, she would basically try to climb the ranks of Waterdevian society to enact systematic change from the top down. So she would work together with organizations like the Order of the Gauntlet and with Forest Grey to basically improve the life of the city for the downtrodden, starting with the Field Ward. Basically, she would start using the money when it's paid back, she'd start a project to renovate the place and to basically make it a proper part of the city.
Okay.
And, gather influence and fight fire with fire when it comes to corrupt noble.
It sounds like Gabriella kind of dedicates a lot of her life to this. And maybe it isn't something that happens in a year after you
this is a long-term thing.
And maybe not even after 10, but maybe after about 15 years or so, Gabriella, Jelan Umbrusk comes to you. By now, she is a much older woman. She is wise with age, and she passes down to you a Lord's Ensemble. Which is a Masked Lord of Waterdeep. It comes in 3 pieces: a helm, an amulet, and a robe. But they only function when worn together. They basically are the marks of that of a Masked Lord of Waterdeep, and she basically cedes her position that she held, and that you then learn that mark of prestige she gave you was her own, effectively. And then that she allows you to continue doing your good work, kind of attending the Lord's Alliance with your mask and protecting your identity. The only unmasked Lord there is Lariel Silverhand, who represents you all, but you have your say to be heard. But that is something that probably not even your closest friends really find out unless you do so wish to share it with them.
Perhaps one day over a few drinks when they are comparing stories.
And who else do you want to hear from there?
This is where Gabriella completely shit-faces, like, and I'm a Masked Lord, I didn't even tell you that. We're like, sorry, what?
But I would like to hear from Shadowclaw.
Cool. There's a few things Shadowclaw.
That's creepy as fuck.
That's pretty cool. That he wants to do. First things first, he would have spoken privately with Gabriella about the bank, and he said he.
Did I just disconnect?
Yeah, it's all frozen for me.
Deep inside, he felt like they're very courageous after everything they've been through. He thinks like they could have a very good future ahead of them. He felt like they have very good souls, and he doesn't want them to be, left in the gutter. He thinks there's something special about them, so he's gonna give half of the money for Gabriella to give it to them, so they can study, they can do whatever they want to do with it.
For the ragamuffins, yeah?
Yeah, for the ragamuffins, yeah.
Give
so
them a college fund.
Yeah, I would agree with Sullivan and basically ensure that whatever.
Thanks, Discord.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. The second thing is he wants to do. He's going to spend some time with the Zentharim, which is one of the main reasons he actually came to Waterdeep. He kind of just got involved with the whole vault situation by accidentally. But he wants some, obviously, join Zentharim. Obviously, now he's one of the lieutenants now anyway. But he wants to try to get information about someone in Luskan. And then he also tells, I think he at this time probably speak to Logan as well. Not Logan. Or what's his name again?
Kalzar.
Kalzar. Probably, obviously, Kalzar
It's
said
like
he wants to go with him.
Calzone, but different.
So after a while, Calzone, Shadowclaw will come to Kalzar and explain the situation. So he explains to him that Shadowclaw has been around for a very long time. He's semi-immortal, but what it means is if the body of his dies, he just jumps to another one. It's like a parasite, and he has been doing that for a very long time, and he's tired. And the only way to stop that is by gathering this stone, and then this stone will be able to get rid of this curse. And he found that there's a captain in Luskan that has this stone, but he needs more information to find out where he is. So he tells Kalzar that if he wants to come with him eventually, it could potentially be a suicide mission, but he would really appreciate the help to come and try to liberate him from his curse, if that is something he wished to do.
The Luskan, was it?
Luskan, yeah, no, Neverwinter was Luskan. Yeah, he was the captain.
You probably would
one of the-
head to
one of the-
Neverwinter first, and then
maybe I had a tip, go to Neverwinter, and then from there go to Luskan. But I've been tracking this place for a very long time, and this is something that Logan would tell to Kalzar to tag along. He would, if not, then he would eventually go at some point after he's got some solid information.
Cool.
And I think that's probably a good time to pass over to the last member of our party.
Yeah, so the first thing that Kalzar would do is head out to the Snow Beetle Orchard and Meadery to the east of Waterdeep, where he had previously dedicated a tree in his own assumed name, and will spend probably a fair bit, like a couple of hundred gold, on getting like a small copse or a little mini grove of trees dedicated to Alex, and he will probably visit there on occasion, in the absence of a headstone or a grave or any other kind of memorable place, and just kind of pray to the gods and apologize to Alex for what he thinks not finding the person who took him away.
Yeah. You kind of feel, I guess, in a sense, that kind of, you almost feel that little failure.
Oh, hang on. Had I cut out for you?
Yeah, I think you had. Go ahead.
Cool. How much did you get?
I heard that you had felt like you had forgotten and feeled Alex kind of thing, and that was what you cut out.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So apologizing to Alex for not finding their killer. He'll also have a brief jaunt up north to Neverwinter before any kind of further excursion up to Luskan, and help out a few people who looked after him when he was kind of growing up in poverty in Neverwinter, particularly after the chasm closed up at the mountain. And while he's in Neverwinter, he will kind of grease palms and figure out how to get his hands on some diamonds. Not the whole city supply, but he's very aware that we used quite a lot of the supply of Waterdeep's resurrection diamonds to bring us back, and he's basically going to go back with the diamonds and some gold to the Order of the Gauntlet, to the temple, whatever it is. I'm getting some interference.
Interference from Casmus Mike. Discord's also shitting itself.
Yes, it is.
Really badly. Curse.
Yeah. So he would go back to the Order of the Gauntlet, to the temple, whatever it is, with the diamonds and with some gold, and we'll basically say, the next, say, 3 people who truly need your services, kind of here, it's covered.
Thanks for all being alive again.
Yeah, so long and sorry for all the death. And yeah, with a lot of his money kind of, like his upfront money, spent and reapportioned as needed, with a bank account set up, arranged with Gabriella as to how to do that properly, to receive any stipend, he would take up Shadowclaw on his offer of going north. He'd want to know a bit more of the detail behind it to make sure it fits in with, and I've not run this past the DM, but I think Kalzar would probably switch from Vengeance Paladin to Redemption Paladin.
Yeah.
As he's achieved his vengeance and would want to kind of make it up to the people who still stuck by him after being deceived.
That probably is something that maybe happened in the moment, like maybe whenever like Jarlaxle was killed and you knew that you had succeeded, maybe it was in that moment that like oath kind of like changed inside you, and like you kind of felt that shift. And whenever you unachieved the Stone of Galore, even though you felt like you didn't achieve your goal for Alex, you felt in a way that you were able to honor them in a different way, and you had succeeded in a different way, like because your brain fills in the missing pieces in a way that makes sense to your mind. So although it felt like you had failed to maybe find their killer or avenge them, you had succeeded in being able to just move on and appreciate the time you spent with them, appreciate that there was nothing you could have done to save them. And maybe that's the kind of like the peace you kind of find in that, and you realize you couldn't have done it without those people alongside you. Like that, and it's the people who you were with helped you get there. Without them, you maybe never would have got it.
The real treasure was the closure you found along the way.
something friends. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything from Kalzar. He'd be putting in some decent hours at the old familiar though, kind of working graft, probably showing off any culinary skills that he had, because obviously nobles don't have culinary skills.
Now we're super duper rich. Can we please hire better chefs as well?
Yeah, you can sack
you got
Fife, and you
Kalzar.
can sack
It's fine.
your French.
Kalzar the chef, where?
Just get them to work on the same shift and it'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen?
Kalzar Ramsey.
Fucking raw.
Kalzar probably introduced a lot of like mushroom heavy dishes. He's like a lot of like Underdark inspired like cuisine.
Why is my food glowing?
Now I'm just imagining as well, like, okay, time to go to the Underdark and tell my brother slavery bad. And Kalzar's like, while you're there, there's this one kind of mushroom.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna have
Fetch
today?
quest.
I think for starter, I'm gonna have the goat's cheese with the mushrooms, and for the main course, I'm gonna have chicken of the cave. That sounds great.
Says Valley on fucking fetch quest while she tries to get her family name.
But yeah,
redeemed.
as the owners and proprietors of the old familiar tavern all kind of go their separate ways, whether they be together or distant, our view kind of like zooms out of the tavern, zooms out of Waterdeep, zooms out of the Sword Coast, and we see all of Faerun there for but a moment as we close the final page on this chapter and our interpretation of Dragon Heist.
Yeah.
And that is all she wrote, people.